People of the internet! Welcome back to another video with his I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, folks. I got a video pulled up here. It comes from Good Morning America, in which they highlight the story of the news that came from Uber announcing that they have new features specifically geared towards women. Let's get a little bit more insight. Of course, I'll share my thoughts. I encourage you guys to share your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let's get into it.
We have a GMA exclusive now. Uber announcing a new feature that connects women riders with women drivers. Becky Worley is here. You got those details for us? Good morning.
I do. Good morning, Robin. Today, Uber announcing a pilot program called Women Preferences, where women riders can choose to have a female driver. Also, female Uber drivers can set a preference for booking women riders. It'll debut in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Detroit in a few weeks. And if successful, they hope to expand this nationwide. Now, Uber has faced scrutiny in the past over safety for women riders and drivers. And the company says the Women Preferences pilot is something that's come directly from user feedback. Women want more of a sense of safety from the app. So here's how it works. For riders, they can request a female driver on demand, but it's only about 1 in 5 Uber drivers nationwide that are female, so it's not guaranteed. Or you might have to wait a longer time if you want that option. Another way to do this, riders can reserve in advance. That gives more probability that the female driver request can be honored. Or the third way is to set a preference for women drivers, which increases your chances of being matched with one but doesn't guarantee it. For drivers, they simply toggle on an option to be matched with a woman, and in case you were wondering, men cannot opt in to choose women drivers. So it's a really interesting program. We'll see how it goes.
I think it's been implemented in other countries with great success.
Started in Saudi Arabia when women first got the right to drive. So it has been tried out.
Make women feel safer. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for that.
Let's pause it right there, folks. To be honest, folks, when I originally heard about this, of course, there's some people that'll take a logical response to this. There's people that have an emotional response to this. Honestly, my personal opinion, I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. I think it is a good feature. I think women do deserve to feel safe. Ladies, this ties into a lot of different things that I kind of want to speak on real quick in this video, man. Is it sad, right? See, this is the flip side. Is it sad that it's gotten to the point where women don't feel safe in civilization with other men? Yeah. And fellas, that's where we got to take accountability as well, too. When did it become cool for women to not feel safe around us? Right? When did we throw out protect the women and children? I said this in a lot of videos before as well too, man. Like, there used to be a time where it was the duty of a man to make sure he protected the women and children. Like, that's just something we just took, like, hey, off limits, no bounds, leave the women and children out of it. Now the women can get it, the children can get it. There's no code, there's no morals, there's no ethics. You see what I'm saying? So it's sad, right? Because the only reason why they would even come up with a feature like this is because they probably have a long list of situations where women were not protected and women did not feel safe, specifically in rideshare situations, right? So is it sad that it's got to this point where they had to create a system where we all couldn't just treat people how we wanted to be treated, both men and women and vice versa, where this wouldn't be a thing? Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Do I think it is a step in the right direction, though? Yes, I do. Think so, 100%. I think women, yeah, man, as a woman, as somebody who has a lot of women in his family, sister, nieces, mom, aunts, whatever the case is, like, I do understand the world that we're living in today, how it could be a little bit scary as a woman, let alone an attractive woman or, a small woman or a woman who's, whatever the case, like women in general, I feel like whatever, it's not as safe. But if you are a woman who spends a lot of time alone, you don't have a partner, you don't have a group of friends, whatever the case is, and you do have to maneuver by yourself, it's a scary world in certain environments, you know? So it's just like, I'm glad this feature, again, for those that maybe you're not aware, Uber now allows you, there's a feature that they're rolling out. It started in Saudi Arabia, but they're rolling out slowly but surely as a pilot program, and then look, if it works how they intended it to work, then it'll expand to all the other nations as well too. But basically, if you're a woman rider right now, if you are a woman and you were looking to hop in an Uber and you specifically wanted to call a woman to come pick you up, Uber is now allowing this feature to be test trialed right now. And a lot of women just feel like, man, as a safety for one to another, I feel more safer if a woman came to pick me up and take me safely to my destination as if a man did. Again, it's sad that it's gotten to that point, but this is the notion. On the flip of that, if you're an Uber driver, if you're a woman driver who drives for Uber and you don't feel comfortable with a man being behind you in that back seat, and you wanted another woman out there as well too to go pick her up and take her to her destination, as a woman driver, you have the right to toggle on your screen, hey, I only want to pick up women drivers. Now, the downside to that as well, too, is that I don't know if there's that much of a population of women drivers anyway. Maybe this might be an initiative or a pull to now encourage more women to be Uber drivers. But I do know, as somebody who's did rideshare before as well, too, I used to ride for Lyft. I do know for the most part, it is a male-dominated space. Like, of course, there are women drivers. Of course, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if there's a large enough pool of women riders, women drivers, I guess you could say as well too, that are only looking to pick up women. I think there is a larger pool demographic-wise of just men that are most likely going to be drivers in those situations. So, again, this might be an incentive for women to get behind the wheel. Women, if this feature is possible, then yeah, you guys got to protect each other, I guess, essentially, because men have dropped the ball in certain areas of just being stand-up men and good leaders and protectors, right? Again, they would only create something like this, man, because they've had problems with it before, right? So this is a alternative solution that they're looking towards, just making sure women are safe. Again, fellas, man, it's sad that it's got to this point. I think we got to go back to that. A lot of dudes are just not mentally well. Dudes be too horny. Let's just keep it real. Like, dudes just, come on, bro. And always ask yourself, the way I'm treating this woman, would I want somebody to treat this person the way, would I be comfortable treating this woman if she was my mom or my sister or my niece, whatever the case is, right? You got to put yourself in other people's shoes, man. Treat women the way that you would want somebody to treat your mom or your sister or somebody like that, bro. It's just like, again, there's always going to be a few bad apples, right? But I do like this feature a lot. I am in favor of this feature. I hope it does reap the results that it's looking to reap. Ladies, of course, again, as just a man, I feel like, yeah, men, I'm seeing situations, even just in the dating market, where dudes just don't really care for the well-being of women. I feel like there's a growing population, for one reason or the other, that there is a growing population of men that just don't really care to put the safety and well-being of a woman too high up on their list of priorities, which is crazy to me, because we came from a generation of protected women and children. When do we not care? When do we stop caring? And again, I'm not trying to pander, but this is how I genuinely feel. Again, blame it on me having a lot of women in my family, I guess. But it's just like, when did we stray away from protecting the women and children? When did that not become cool? Like, nah, that's not cool no more. We don't care to protect the women and children no more. We beat women now. We, manipulate women now. We, like, when did y'all take that on? Like, when did that become a thing as men? We got to do better, bruh. We got to do better. Like, we got to do better. Because ideally, in a normal world, yeah, there shouldn't be a reason why women would only want to deal with other women drivers with the case. It reminds me of the viral trend when they were asking online, I think it was a TikTok, where women were saying they would feel safer with a bear, as opposed to a man in the jungle. A woman, there was a trend on TikTok where they're asking women, would you feel safer to encounter a man in the woods? If you were walking in the woods by yourself as a woman, would you feel safer to encounter a man in the woods or a bear? And women said they would feel safer encountering a bear in the woods than a man. And that's sad. It shouldn't be like that. And then again, now it just makes me, I feel like we could take it a little bit deeper as well too. I'll end on this. This is segregation. This could go back to saying, if we're talking about preferences now, is it a reach to say slowly but surely, oh, I'm looking for restaurants where I only want to sit amongst a certain demographic. I'm looking for theaters now where I don't feel safe being amongst those people. So now I want to elect to go to a specific place or specific service amongst a certain demographic of people. You see what I'm saying? Like, I see, like, if we're this is a form of segregation, believe it or not. Like, this is a form of segregation. If women are saying I feel safe in women, it starts off small like this. You see what I'm saying? If we're creating a world where we're saying, like, a woman could choose the preference of who they want to interact with, in a world full of thousands and thousands of people, we can start saying in certain ways that, hey, I only want to be in company with this type of person. Then slowly but surely, I see this model seeping into other areas of our lives as well too. Slowly but surely. I don't think it's a reach to say that at all. Like, oh, I only want my, food delivered to me by a woman. I only want to sit on a plane next to a woman. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like slowly but surely, this is going to be a preference for safety measures. Like, hey, man, let's just start segregating, man. I want to be in a pool of people who look like this, what are the cases. And yeah, I think this is the entryway to that 100%. But again, specifically, not thinking too far down the line, specifically speaking to this feature here by Uber, I think it's a phenomenal idea. Ladies, I apologize for y'all for even getting this far, for feeling that you won't be safe getting into an Uber with a man. Like, as opposed to you should be rest assured, like, oh, a man is in here, bet he'll protect me for sure. He'll make sure I'm safe for sure. But these men are preying on y'all, kidnapping y'all. It's sad. It's sad. fellas, let's get back to the days where we actually cared to protect the women and children, bro. Like, I think we need to get back to that 100%. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But, of course, those are my thoughts. I encourage you guys to share yours down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. I will catch you guys on the next one.